I just experienced a mini death of sorts, and I'm left considering and trying to figure out a little bit what it's all about. The trouble is, when there's so many things going on at once, it's hard to figure out what it is, and what it is could be, because there's so many things going on at once. For one, I've been on this fast, and yesterday I did break the fast with some avocado and a black bean burger. And today I was fasting again. I had some carrot juice and ginger juice, and also some kombucha in the morning. And then I met up with some people for a meeting, and then when I got home I was really hungry, so I ate 2 avocados with mustard. And afterwards I was trying to work on a little rescheduling of my month, and I was having a little bit of trouble focusing. And then that's what can happen sometimes, is it seems like my focus zooms out and and then I can't focus. Like, time is challenging linear tasks, and that's one of my warning signs on my wrap, is my brain just stops functioning in that domain. And I've been working on a document to share. I don't want to go into the details, but to share with a certain company, sharing perspectives and things. So I've been working on a lot of different things at the same time. My videos, documents. I reached out to the Muse brain headband people. I reached out to a church that does acts of kindness, and they emailed me back and said, hey, call me and set up a time to talk about stuff, and put some other stuff in my calendar. So I've been scheduling in a lot of things. It's like too much of my time is planned all of a sudden. And there's this thing with this out-of-town job, and without going into details, the meeting I had today sort of made the decision in my mind final about not taking the out-of-town job. And the out-of-town job could be stressful and could cause me to slip somewhat, and today felt like a bit of a slip. But it might not have been a slip. I don't know if it was eating the 2 avocados, which was a lot of fat, good fat, but my body might not be used to digesting that. It could be that I just scheduled a bunch of my time with a bunch of different things, and feeling like maybe I can't go on my little retreat to the island. Maybe I can still. So with what I was having a meeting about today, and that helping with the decision to stay where I am, that feeling could have been dying to all those possibilities that would have been possible had I decided to take the out-of-town job. And I wonder what the rest of the coin flip will say from the universe. I wonder if I'll see one of my own coins on this path. And I messed up talking about it yesterday, because tails was go and heads is stay. And it said heads first, not tails. It said heads for stay, and then when I dropped the coin, it was tails for go. And now I need to look for heads or tails to see what it says. And I really feel like it's important to keep myself in a low stress life until the 9 months on Hearty Nutritional's only mark. Yet today I did stuff that increases my stress slightly, for sure. So it also could help me, because it might make it easier to do some of the projects that I'm wanting to unfold, yet a little bit more difficult because I'll have a little less time, because I've somewhat committed to helping some people out a little bit here and there, and the peer support. So lots going on, and at the same time fasting, which might not be good, but maybe it is good because I feel good, but maybe feeling too good. Yeah, I'm not sure. So that's the thing. So many things going on, which is likely the trouble. And that's when it usually happens, when I'm reaching out and inquiring into a lot of different things. So after that happened, I decided to put my scheduling calendar away and just go for a walk in the park and let that allostatic load calm down, and also not let that body pain, sort of mini panic attacky death feeling bother me. But it could be a bit of an early warning sign, and that could be a little bit scary. So I have my park to go to, I have extra vitamin C to take, which that is something that I can definitely do, is up the vitamin C. I took some Hearty Nutritionals, and the vitamin C is good to take on an empty stomach. So when I go home from my walk, I will take the vitamin C. I will put my clean sheets back on my bed because I was sick, and I washed them. And I have a Skype call with a friend from California. And I still haven't spoken with the people who might be offering me a job out of town, but that will be a bit of a tough conversation if they do offer me a job, because there's a lot in alignment with my values, but at the same time, it's not in alignment with how I feel I need to give myself the opportunity to be a little less stressed until settling in on the micronutrients, and also give myself an opportunity to create what it is that I want to create, which is the safe space, the creative space, and the sharing this self-dialogue process, which I'm starting to understand more. In a couple of days, I want to go get that private mailbox and then set up the mailing list thing, and then start putting on my dialogues as private videos so I can share them with people, and thinking of a date for that, which I'm thinking maybe the first annual Emerging Proud Day, which this year was the first one. So the 1 year mark will be May 12th, 2018. And that gives me some time after the 9-month mark of February, mid-February, of 9 months being on micronutrients only, if I'm still on that trajectory, to figure out what I want to do. I think I want to be more mobile by mid-May of next year, and maybe do some summer traveling around, and maybe start doing some of that. And then winter of next year, get the heck out of this cold country again, mid-October or something. So knowing that I kind of want to do that, taking that full-time job isn't in alignment with my lifestyle design, though what they're doing is in alignment with my life. And I'm not going to share the details. I will later one day, but just trying to figure this out and watch out again for that kind of panicky, oh my gosh, I can't keep track of time thing. And it could even be maxing out on that. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I just took the most beautiful video clip of a little stream when I first got to this park. Oh, so beautiful. And today I got my printer working because I brought my printer out to hook up, and I had to call Samsung for that. And the customer service was really good, actually. He got my printer working, he did the remote access thing, and it took about half an hour, but the call was answered right away. The only thing I didn't like was he accidentally closed my web browser that had all my tabs that I was working on. I think he panicked because he accidentally looked at one or something and I didn't care, and then he closed it. And then I was thinking, well, I don't even know what the heck I was doing then. One of them was the link to upgrade the private YouTube video thingamajiggy and blah, 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 blah. Oh well. So the cool thing about getting my printer working is now I can print out some of my extrapolations to talk about in the park. So I printed out a page of some of the things that I wrote down, and I think what I'm going to have to do when I go home is, my calendar is too full. I like to put things in there that I need to do that are maybes, and I need to put those maybes into my maybe one day list, which is in my notepad, and keep the calendar a bit more clear because it's getting confusing. And one of the notes I had in my calendar was to look up what the salience network in the brain is. And it says on Google, the salience network is a collection of regions of the brain that select which stimuli are deserving of our attention. The network has key nodes in the insular cortex and is critical for detecting behaviorally relevant stimuli and for coordinating the brain's neural resources in response to these stimuli. And yesterday I realized something that adds to my allostatic load, which is being around unwellness. People drinking and eating meat and eating bad food, and I think I'm just in that healthy state right now where I'm noticing that more, but it wasn't really a factor in California. And especially being around family and things and friends and people that I really care about doing things that aren't good for their bodies. And it's hard to watch, just like it's hard to watch the news. Like it's hard to hear the TV droning on and traffic noise and things like that. So these are all things that weren't really factors when I was in California that are factors now that I'm noticing. And yeah, it was hard to be around that. California had a healthier vibe, plus I didn't have my family and friends around, so maybe a little bit more detached to what people do, and people weren't really doing that. I wasn't around drinking and meat or TV or noise or traffic, all these things. And I also feel like it's me being anally retentively healthy that is making those things more salient to me. And I was speaking with someone who was a little bit critical about my enthusiasm for the alive water, or the structured vortex water that I call swirl water. I was sharing some of the benefits, and they were skeptical, yet that's fine. But for me, I'm skeptical of so many things, like everything I've been told to believe about myself after being diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And I've researched health and nutrition and products for like 12 years. So when I find something that I really like, I do want to share it. And I can really tell when something is really good, at least for me. And this person mentioned, well, it could be placebo, and very well could be. But if I find something that is placebo good for me and it costs a bit of money, then that's good. It resonates with me and it does something. And it's just structured water. It's not like I'm talking about some kind of miracle cure for something. So it was interesting that there's good skepticism, but there's also maybe too much sometimes in some cases. And it's just like if somebody finds something that they like the best pair of pants ever, they might say, hey, this is the greatest pair of pants I've ever bought. And the other person might like it or they might not. But it's a natural thing to want to share that. And a lot of commerce and economy is based on that, on word of mouth, on recommendations from friends. It wasn't necessarily a scientific argument. But anyways, and then interestingly enough, someone had a shower in the swirl water, and they said, oh wow, I forgot how much this water makes my hair so much nicer. I'm like, yep, see? Just try it, and it's amazing stuff.